Well, hello and welcome to this session. Thank you for choosing to check out the virtual college exploration sessions sponsored by OACAC and Strive Scheme. Just a couple quick housekeeping notes. First, if you would like to ask a question to one of our participants or panelists, you can use the Q&A button. Your cameras and microphones are turned off and will remain so throughout the presentation. More sessions are available, so we encourage you to check the additional sessions out at oacac.org. And a recording of this session will become available on the OACAC website following the presentation. With that, I'd like to turn it over to our panelists.
Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here, and we'll get started with a half-an-hour presentation about Grand Valley State University. I have Adrian and Nicole here. They are current Grand Valley students, and I'll bring them on board towards the end for the question and answer section. Feel free to use the Q&A feature during my presentation. I may not refer to it until the end, but please feel free to type your questions in there as we move forward. All right, let's get started. I have a quick video and then I'll dive right in.
When it comes to your future and the effect you'll have on the world, you won't just choose a college, you'll choose a path. The path to your future. What college experience do you want? Something small with a focus on teaching and the opportunity to serve your community? Something big with hundreds of programs, cutting-edge research, and all the clubs, sports, and arts you want. Something flexible where you can create an experience that is tailored to your goals and the good you want to do in the world. What if you don't have to choose? What if you can have it all? And more importantly, what if your college experience isn't about the college? What if it is about you? Taking the talent you already have and sculpting it, honing it, and broadening its reach so you can actually do something about the problems others only talk about.
I chose an education that would help me put my community first by addressing issues that are generations old.
I chose an opportunity that gave me the ability to engineer new ideas that serve people, heal the planet, and revolutionize markets and their industries.
I didn't know it then, but the world was waiting for me and my unique problem-solving skills.
The world is waiting for us.
Choosing a college is a big decision. I chose a community that accepted me as an individual and a contributor to a greater cause.
I chose a path that gave me creative and intellectual freedom, a supportive community, and powerful skills and resources to become a lifelong learner.
I chose to be a Laker at Grand Valley State University.
I am living a future I thought was only a dream. And my Laker effect is the reason why. What will your Laker effect be?
All right, so just to give you a quick background, I am the admissions counselor for Ohio. So normally I would be traveling there next week and having some fun meeting students in their high schools and colleges. But I hope you at least jot down my email address. I will be following up with you after today, but please don't hesitate to reach out to me directly if you need anything. I did not attend Grand Valley, but I think that provides kind of a unique perspective because I truly think Grand Valley has like so many opportunities for students that I just didn't have at my alma mater. I had a great experience where I went, don't get me wrong, but looking back, I just can't believe the amount of opportunities our university provides students that I just didn't have available to me. This is definitely a special place. There's a lot of resources, a lot of experiences our students can have and really make their 4 years their own. So to give you some quick facts about Grand Valley, there are about 24,000 total students, but there's 21,000 undergraduates. So that's a bit more of your peer group. And that's really who's pretty actively engaged in our Allendale campus, which is about 3 hours from the Toledo area. It's not a bad drive. You know, you could do it on the weekends if you need to run home for anything. But Allendale is just 12 miles outside of Grand Rapids, Michigan, this gorgeous city, the second largest city in the state that has a lot of activities, culture, events. It's great for young people. And we're also 20 miles the other direction to Lake Michigan. So we are really close to like the best of both worlds. And look at our campus, it's gorgeous, a lot of beauty, but still providing you like that suburb feel where you can walk around our campus easily, 10 minutes or less, have the beautiful scenery, but then also these awesome buildings. So we do have a presence in Grand Rapids that I just talked about, about 12 miles from Allendale. And so Grand Rapids provides our students this city feel, this very urban feel. And depending on your major, you might have classes downtown your 3rd or 4th year, something like that. Most of our majors are in Allendale all 4 years, but depending on what major you pick, you might have some classes down there later on, so you can be a bit more engaged in your industry. So notice like the 17 multinational companies headquartered in Grand Rapids. Grand Rapids has some unbelievable resources for our students. So we want you, your junior, senior year, certain times of your education to be in that city atmosphere so you can be more connected to those experiences. So just take a look and soak that picture in, soak in the Allendale picture. I think Grand Valley has a lot to offer our students as far as location and just the overall feel and vibe of the campus. All right, so academic programs. We are best known for a few, even though we have 300 areas of study. So we're definitely a great school for those that aren't sure about their major. Still trying to figure that out. We'll give you a little bit of time to do that and still keep you on the graduation path. But we're best known for health professions. Grand Rapids is a thriving area for healthcare. There's a lot of exciting things going on in our neck of the woods. So Grand Valley feeds off of that. We have some exceptional healthcare programs that we're very well known for. And we're also known for engineering and computing as well as business. So those programs, those 3 are our big ones, but we have some other unique areas that you might not get at every college. Film and video production is a good example of one of them. Just so much that our students can learn and soak up in order to pick the right major. But here's the thing, here's what makes Grand Valley unique. Our faculty and the experiences that I talked about in the beginning. So the experiences that Grand Valley provides our students that I just didn't have available to me really stem from our faculty. They are here at Grand Valley to teach you. And I know that might sound silly, but not every school provides that type of experience. There's a number of colleges that I guess you would say are our competition, and they have classes that are taught by teaching assistants, by graduate students. Well, we don't do that at Grand Valley. So whoever is teaching you is a faculty member who has years of experience, one of the highest degrees in their field, and they're at Grand Valley so they can be interactive with you, the student. That's why they're at our institution. So they can utilize the classroom experience, have fun, mentor you, get engaged, and use things like research to get you actively involved outside of the classroom. Notice our average class size, it's unbelievable with 21,000 students that a lot of our classes are quite small. So here's how Grand Valley wants you to get involved in your undergraduate experience. We're only one of 3 schools in the state of Michigan that has an office just for undergraduate research. So check out that website if you're curious, because it's not just science majors, science faculty that get involved in research. Research is experience. So it's just like an internship. It's just like study abroad. It's giving you this impactful experience that can change you for the rest of your life. So even art majors, music majors, they have research opportunities at Grand Valley. Employers love it because you get to talk about and identify all of these great experiences you've had right on our campus that involve your industry and involve that research experience. So check that out for more info. We're ranked 7th in the country for study abroad participation this year. But check out how many programs we offer, over 4,000. I know a lot of colleges that brag about 100 programs, and that's wonderful. But Grand Valley loves to provide different experiences for our students to study abroad. So you could do the semester long, year long, or summer programs. Summer programs can be as long as a semester or as short as 2 weeks. So you've got some really cool options there. And if you're curious what we offer, go to that site, type in the country that you want to go to, or type in the major you're interested in. Either option will give you the big list of Grand Valley opportunities. Super cool. And then internships are another big experience at Grand Valley. What makes us different about other schools really is our network and our location. You know, Grand Rapids being the 2nd largest city in Michigan really provides our students a lot of nearby opportunities for internships. But we're also halfway between Detroit and Chicago. We're just about 3 hours from both large cities. So that right there really broadens our local network for different avenues for our students. And then I always love hearing the stories within our network of students going, you know, Denver, the East Coast for different internships. The bottom line is that we will certainly help you and see what kind of opportunities we can provide you for different internship experiences over your 4 years. So all of those things are what make Grand Valley unique. You're going to have a small classroom experience with a lot of help from your professors and other staff and faculty to help make your 4 years the best that it can absolutely be. I just wanted to plug our Honors College real quick. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it because I tell you I could talk for half an hour just on our honors program. I just want you to know if you do apply to Grand Valley and you have a 3.5 GPA or higher in high school and you get accepted to Grand Valley State University, we're going to bug you about the Honors College. You'll be getting some information in the mail and over email. We want you to consider it, to think about this being a part of your experience. So check out that site for more info. I hope these bullet points, if they kind of hit you, if they sound like something you might want to be involved in, check it out, ask me questions. I'd love to answer them for you today. But I'm going to switch gears a little bit before we go into costs and scholarships and application process. Something you have to check out if you have not been to campus is our housing. We have some of the best housing options in the state of Michigan. For one, we have a lot of options. Where I went, I had 2 options. You could live in the traditional dorm or suite style dorm. At Grand Valley, our first year students have 5 dorm options. We have traditional, we have cluster, we have suite style, and then we have 2 different types of apartment style dorms for our first year students. After your freshman year, you're out of the dorms. That's another cool thing about Grand Valley, where I went freshmen through seniors lived in dorms. You know, I think that's pretty typical. But at Grand Valley, we have some of this great housing for our 2nd, 3rd, and 4th year students to live on campus or live off campus in nearby apartments. Our on-campus apartments are really nice as well. So you've got some great choices, some great options there. Excellent meal plans, lots of dining options. Our students do not get bored nor hungry with the variety of different restaurants, eateries, coffee shops, and convenience stores that your meal plan works in. So you got to check it out for yourself. This picture was not taken on our campus, but I think it's a really good example of how you can join a club at Grand Valley, like this campus kind of outdoor recreation club, and travel and do something that you love, meet other people that love doing that too. I've heard great things about our photography club, our fashion club. You know, there's something for everybody. So our clubs aren't just for fun, but it's a great way to meet other people and make some lifelong friends. I always encourage academic clubs, and you'll hear from our students here in a minute about their different involvements in clubs and organizations. But regardless of what you major in, I encourage you to join an academic club. It's a great way to get connected, even more so into your industry. Check out the club sports and intramurals, just such a huge variety. And we have one of the largest club sport programs in the entire country. So a lot of cool options for our students that love athletics. Service clubs, that list keeps growing every year. Our students love to give back, and I love to see that. We do have a long list of fraternities and sororities, and if you visit our campus, you will drive through the apartments and probably see some Greek signage. So that could definitely be something you pursue. We also have a lot of faith-based clubs, a lot of political clubs. It's an election year, so there's something for everybody at Grand Valley. And I think our clubs really replicate the type of students that we attract to Grand Valley. We do have students from all over the country, all over the world. And so there's something for everybody. All right, we do like to plug and brag, little humble brag about our athletic programs. I love that we're Division II. I love that we are a football powerhouse, but I also love that football is not everything at Grand Valley when it comes to sports. I myself am a big soccer player and a soccer fan, so I always love to root on our women's soccer team, which they are unbelievable. But track, cross country does well. Also, I think it's great that you can go to any at-home athletic event free of charge. And also that Grand Valley, just bottom line, has some awesome school spirit. Again, going back to my alma mater, our sports weren't that great. So the school spirit wasn't so great. So it's awesome to be a part of Laker country where the school spirit is just off the charts. Okay, let's get a little more serious now and talk about applying to Grand Valley. October is the busiest month for applications, and it's almost October. So at Grand Valley, we have a holistic admission approach. So what that means is we look at everything, and we have a rolling admission. So unlike other schools, we don't have an early or priority decision deadline. Okay, so I'll explain some other deadlines coming up. But what that means is that as soon as your file's complete, we'll make a decision and mail it to your home in less than a month. A completed application means different things though, because this year we're test optional since a lot of our applicants have not had the opportunity to take the ACT or SAT yet. So you may apply with or without your test score. It's actually up to you, the student, which way you want to go. I'll just give you some advice. So if you're a senior and you don't have an ACT or SAT score yet, I would encourage you to apply as test optional. So what that means is maybe you recently took the test, but you're waiting for your score still. Or maybe just due to COVID, you have not had the opportunity to take a test yet. I would encourage you to apply as test optional, okay? I know a lot of students I'm talking to cannot take the test until October. So in that case, I would encourage you to apply as test optional. But if you are one of those students that has a test score already, you know what your composite ACT or SAT score is, then absolutely go ahead and apply with your test score. With our holistic admission approach, we're able to look at everything. And with test scores, we certainly look more so at your transcript because that tells us a lot about you as a student. So on the application, which by the way, we don't accept the Coalition or Common app. We have our own application on our website. There is a $30 application fee, but we're happy to do fee waivers. Just ask your high school and they'll send us a fee waiver. So with your application, there's a box. You check that you're applying with your test score or you're applying without your test score. It's as simple as that. And so you're making the decision on which way you want to go. And then you fill out our application. It is unique in that we're asking about obstacles. We're asking about achievements, adversity. We're asking about any activities you've done, whether that be in your high school or outside of the high school. Maybe you're involved more in your community. Maybe you work a lot. So we're just trying to pull all this information out of you to get the whole picture. We don't have essays. We don't have personal statements. We don't have letters of recommendation, but we do have a few open-ended questions. So we're just asking you for a few sentences on each. And again, it's just to get to know you better. So we're looking overall at your application and correlating that with your transcript. Your transcript tells us a lot. Like Adrian and Nicole here went to 2 different high schools. I went to a different high school than them. There's no similar high school. They're all different, and we have to respect that. So there's a lot that we take into consideration with your high school. And if we don't know your high school, we have ways of finding out more information about your high school before we make that admission decision. So we're looking at your grades and the trend and what courses you selected, what courses your high school even offers. You know, my high school offered like 2 AP courses, whereas some high schools offer all of the AP courses. So we can't hold that against a student, you know. So there's just so much we look at and value with each individual applicant. All right, so we look at all that information. We make a decision and we mail that to your home in less than a month. The big kicker at Grand Valley is scholarship eligibility. We want you to apply this fall so you don't miss out on scholarships. That's another factor with applying test optional. So submit your application by December 31, your official transcript, and hopefully your ACT or SAT scores, or you apply as test optional. $30 fee or fee waiver. You actually must be admitted by December 31 to be considered for scholarships. So let me take a look at this and kind of walk you through it. Here's just 2 examples. We have a lot of scholarships. Some require test scores, some don't. I'm just going to provide you with these 2 examples. Know that when you apply to Grand Valley, and as long as you're admitted by December 31, you're automatically considered for all of our merit scholarships. They're all on our website, so you can check them out. But I think these 2 should really be on your radar as Ohio residents. So, Lakers Scholarship, 3.3 no test score, $2,000 a year for 4 years. 8,000 total. Everybody that applies and gets accepted by December 31 will get this scholarship. So a 3.3 is the big deal. December 31 is also the big deal. Notice award for excellence is a lot more money, higher GPA, and there's a test score involved. So as long as you're admitted by December 31 with or without a test score, you have until July 31 to get us a 26 or a 1240 to get this scholarship. All right, so let me repeat that. As long as you apply and are admitted by December 31, you have until July 31 to become eligible for this with the new test score. So again, we're trying not to create these obstacles with COVID and not being able to test. So notice how you could go from 2,000 to 5,000. Also notice how either scholarship you may be able to get also includes that in-state, out-of-state tuition difference. So Ohio residents are always considered Ohio residents at Grand Valley. So they're charged that non-Michigan tuition. But that Laker scholarship of 2,000 and that award for excellence scholarship of 5,000 can cover that in-state, out-of-state tuition difference you see here, plus knock off a few thousand more dollars. So your Laker scholarship will be this in-state, out-of-state tuition difference plus another $2,000 each year you're at Grand Valley. And then if you get the award for excellence, it's going to include this difference in tuition plus another $5,000 off. So those are great scholarship examples, ways for our Ohio residents to get some awesome assistance at Grand Valley. And like I said, we have a lot more scholarships, okay? So I just wanted to cover two big ones with you. We have other scholarships at Grand Valley that are based on like what major you're interested in, what county you live in. So we have all those on our website and we'll be bugging you to apply for those ones once you're admitted to Grand Valley. And we also have a lot of financial aid available. I consider financial aid grants and loans. So scholarships are a bit more need-based, but grant, oh my gosh, I said that completely wrong. I apologize. Scholarships are not need-based. They're more merit-based. Grants and loans are more need-based. So the package that's put together for you at Grand Valley could look really nice in bringing your costs down. That's why I put FAFSA in here. We don't require you to do FAFSA, but we're really encouraging families to consider it because FAFSA could really help you pay for school. And the nice thing about FAFSA is you can put like up to 6 colleges on there. So you can put Grand Valley and all the other schools you're interested in, get accepted to all those schools, and then get packets from us in January that really lay out your costs. So you can price compare and you can go, oh, great, Grand Valley is the cheapest and they're my number one choice. So that's where I'm going. And yep, you have until May 1 to commit to the college of your choice. So I hope this timeline helps you all. This is last but not least until we open it up for questions. Please attend Laker Experience Day. I know it's another virtual event, but it's a really cool way for you to learn more about Grand Valley and meet other people from different departments. It's just an hour. You can sign up through that website and you get to hear from admissions and financial aid, study abroad, housing, student life, and athletics. You even get to hear from faculty members. So you've got like a lot of cool ways you can learn about Grand Valley just through that one event. And then we have events after you attend Laker Experience Day. And it's totally up to you if you want to attend or not, but you get to hear from the business college at these other events, or you get to hear from the engineering department or our health program. So really cool way for you to get connected to more colleges and different departments at Grand Valley. So please call me or email me if you need anything. I'm now going to check out the questions while Nicole and Adrian, I'm so sorry, introduce themselves. So I think, can you unmute yourself, Nicole?
Yeah, I think Adrian's laptop died.
Oh no. What was the typical, tech issues that we have? It's life right now. Well, that's
Yeah.
okay. You stuck with us through most of it. Nicole, can you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself, please?
Yeah, so I'm a junior here at Grand Valley. I'm originally from a northwest suburb of Chicago, so I'm part of that 3-hour drive to get home on the weekends, but it's totally worth it. I'm studying secondary education, German, and English as a second language as my minor. Um, I'm a part of sorority life here as well. And I know Adrian is also part of Greek life here on campus. So
Awesome.
yeah.
Well, we did get a question, so I'll go ahead and just ask it to you. Why Grand Valley, basically? I'm kind of summarizing the question, but why did you pick Grand Valley?
So coming from that suburb of Chicago, a lot of kids in my hometown had that city life mentality, and I was never one of those people. I didn't really enjoy going to the big city. It was a little overwhelming for me, and that's also why I didn't choose a bigger school. And I loved Grand Valley because you still got that college experience, but then in the classroom, you were in a smaller classroom, and so you were able to engage with the professor and engage with your other students, and it was just a totally different experience than what I thought college was going to be, because I was overwhelmed with the giant schools. I didn't want that, so yeah.
Yep. Thanks for sharing. I don't know, do you have any advice for, let's say, a high school senior? If you could tell yourself, a high school senior, what lessons you've learned now, what would they be?
Probably to get involved as soon as you get there. It's harder when you get a little bit older to join new clubs and stuff.
Mhm.
And it's definitely beneficial when you join your freshman year. You make that tight knit group of friends as soon as you get there, and it's definitely worth it. I also recommend studying abroad as soon as you can as well. I studied abroad last summer, so my summer going into my sophomore year. I went to Iceland for 2 weeks. It was amazing. I was also supposed to study abroad this year, but it got canceled due to COVID. But I will be going again next year, which is looking forward to that.
Nice. Do you know where you're going at?
Yeah, I was supposed to go to Munich this year, Munich, Germany. So now I'm going to a different city that offers a semester program instead of a year-long program.
All right, cool. Yeah, Iceland's definitely on my bucket list. That would be unbelievable. I concur, that's actually my one and only regret from college, because I got involved, I worked hard, I played hard, and that, I think, is a must. You got to work hard, but you have to play hard. I did not study abroad. I was really pursuing a program in Ireland. My friends were going. It was like a cohort group where a professor was going to take a group of students, and I chickened out at the last minute. I was just really afraid of the cost that was involved. It wasn't even that expensive, but I was paying for school on my own, and I just didn't want to add to that burden. And looking back, I should have told myself, no, just do it. You will be fine. It will work out. It's an experience. So yeah, I always tell students to study abroad too.
Definitely.
Awesome. Well, I thank you, Nicole, so much for joining us today, and I just can't stress that enough. So I think we, gosh, we got through very quickly, but I'm going to end it here. There are no more questions. And so, Nicole, thanks again for joining us. Everyone, I thank you again. I hope you can visit, if not in person, virtually. And I'll get all your contact information and follow up with you later. All right. Thanks, Nicole. Bye.
All right, well, thank you all for joining us once again and choosing to check out the Virtual College Exploration sponsored by OACAC and StriveScan. When you close your window, you will be awarded with four quick question quiz, or sorry, 4 quick question survey. If you wouldn't mind filling that out, that would be fantastic. Please sign up and experience additional sessions at oacac.org. And one more reminder, this session will be recorded and available on the OACAC website in about a week. Thank you all for joining us and have a wonderful afternoon.